Hi folks, this is Vicki at patternprincess.com. Today I wanted to show you how to do this lovely sedge stitch. I've done this in a pink yarn, a Caron Simply Soft. This stitch is wonderful for texture. It creates a little bit of a puffy stitch. And the stitch is three different stitches worked into one stitch. And let me show you how to work this. My sample here that I did is 21 stitches wide, and so I've done the same thing, and I've done this in a blue yarn now. This is again a Caron Simply Soft, and I'm using it in an H size hook with it. So let's get started. So in the second hook or second chain from the hook, so 1, 2, we're going to work a half double crochet and then a double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, and in that same stitch we're going to work a double crochet. All right, and then we're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and in that third stitch we're going to work a single crochet, a half double crochet, so I yarn over, insert my hook, go through all 3 loops, yarn over, and then a double crochet, and then so I yarned over, go through 2 loops and another 2 loops. So that stitch pattern that I just did, I'm going to do all the way across. So again, I'm going to skip 2, 1, 2, and in that third stitch, I'm going to do a single crochet and a half double crochet and then a double crochet. So you're continuing to add height to each stitch, and then you skip 2, 1, 2, and in the third stitch, we're going to do the same thing. We just have a couple more stitches here to do. And it looks a little bit wonky right now because of the way I'm holding it. And also I'm stretching out the bottom, the one stitch to accommodate all the stitches, and the other chain stitches pull. So this first row always looks a little bit wonky, I think. 1, 2, and the third stitch. We're going to do our single crochet, half double crochet, and then double crochet. Okay, we just got a couple more, third stitch, and after a while you can just eyeball that third stitch. You kind of, when you're working on a blanket, this is lovely for blankets, washcloths, handbags, anything you just want to have a beautiful textured stitch for, a mug rug. This would work lovely for it. But if you're working a blanket, you can kind of see the stitches. After a while, they just pop out to the third stitch. I don't really have to count it too much right there. On that first row after a little bit. So you're going to probably think, oh no, I messed up. You have 1 stitch left. We're just going to single crochet, and that ends the row. All right, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to turn. At the end of every row, you're going to chain 1 and turn. Okay, so this is the first row. Now what we're going to do is do a half double crochet. Our first stitches are worked right in this first stitch. So we're going to do a half double crochet and then a double crochet. Okay, then we're going to skip the next 2. Just like we were skipping the chains below, we're going to skip the next 2 stitches, which is right here. And then we're going to work inside of that single crochet from the previous row, that third stitch. So there's a single crochet, and now we do our half double crochet and then a double crochet. So all the way across, we're going to skip 2, and in that single crochet, work our single crochet, half double crochet, and a double crochet. And this second row that we're doing right now is the repeating row that we will do for the entire pattern. So you can clearly see, I'm pulling it out a little bit for you. So here is the previous row, single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet. So now we look at it backwards. So on that part that's the lower of the 3 stitches is where you work. And you do your single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet. And I've just got a couple more left from this row, but it really does make lovely texture. I'm actually making a blanket in this, and it's a little bit of a modified stitch in how I started off the crochet pattern, but otherwise it's the same in the body of the blanket. So half double crochet, double crochet, and then here's our single crochet, half double crochet, and then our double crochet. Now in this very last stitch, you just do a single crochet like you did the row before. But here's where you kind of have a choice. So remember, we had our turning chain from the row before, and then we had that single crochet. You could either work that last single crochet here or here on the very outside edge. I think that's just personal preference, how straight you want your edge to be. But you just work a single crochet in that last stitch. And this is the pattern that you work all the way out. And if you can see, take a look at how nice and straight those stitches are. This is a nice one if you don't want to add a border onto your blanket. However, if you want to add a border, this is also a pretty stitch for that. So I'm just going to, did I do my turning chain? No, I didn't. So my turning chain, so this is, again, I'm going to repeat row 2. That's what you do the entire time. I'm going to start this off, half double crochet, double crochet, and then we move to that single crochet, and we do our single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet. So I hope that you give this nice little pattern a try. This is a beautiful stitch with lovely texture, little bit puffy stitches in between. I just love how it looks. And then you would end this row here off with a single crochet at the end. But thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.